When can we get any form of reprieve from this series of oil price hikes? That big question and more with Energy Department Oil Industry Management Bureau Director Rino Abad, who joins us over the phone. Director Abad, good evening. Welcome to The Big Story.
Good evening, Sir Robbie, and good evening to your televiewers.
Good evening po, Director Abad. Diretsuhin ko na po. Is there a ceiling to the price of oil and fuel? Hahampas po ba tayo ng 100? What can we say to our people?
Well, hindi ko po pwedeng ma-speculate. I really cannot speculate what will be the exact figure of the adjustment for next week. But what we're seeing is that it's really volatile. On a daily basis, the price keep on jumping up and going down and then up again. So just imagine what happened for these 5-day trading prices last week. It started with increasing figure on Monday, and then it dropped down on Tuesday, and then it ended up increasing by Friday. So the difference between the last 2 weeks on the case, for example, of diesel would be around $17 per barrel for diesel alone. So I really cannot speculate as to the amount. It's very volatile. On a daily basis, it changes. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. So in the end, what we have for this past week is an average of an increase. For example, as I mentioned, on diesel, it increased by around $17 per barrel.
And a lot of that volatility, as has always been reported, a lot of it has to do with Russia, the situation in EU. Is that to say that anything short of stability in Russia and Europe, wala tayong ibang options? What are the options outside of what's happening in Europe?
The case of the EU import ban of Russian oil would actually, on the onset, would actually displace around 1.9 million barrels of crude oil and an additional 1.2 million barrels of refined products. So that's around 3.1 million barrels of petroleum products that we're talking about here. So though it will be staggered shut in of the pipeline until the year end of this year, but we're talking about a magnitude that is around 3 to 4% of the oil supply. So definitely at the onset, there will be a transition period by which this Russian oil will again be utilized by the world market. They have to transition from a pipeline type of delivery to a vessel type of delivery. But again, the effect would be for these EU member countries to source this fuel from alternative sources, and most definitely they will go for Middle East, they will go for South America, by which again other countries traditionally getting these petroleum products from these sources will now in competition with these EU member countries. So it actually boils down to the pressure now in supply vis-a-vis the increase in price.
Whatever the root cause po, the incoming administration will be inheriting a lot of crises. Of course, the fuel price problems are translating to food prices as well. But let's keep it to commuting, transport, and so on. Tumataas ang presyo for consumers and commuters. At the same time, now drivers and operators are putting the pressure on government to raise the prices of their fares as well. Ano pong game plan na pwede nating maibigay at maipamana rin sa incoming administration?
Well, ang sitwasyon, Sir Robbie, the situation of where the pass-on cost will go. Basically, we have very limited choices. Either we pass it on to the consumers, or the government would have to step in and provide subsidy for it. So at the latter part would be also limited in terms of the budget, because we have, of course, the Appropriations Act, and we have a budget there for Pantawid Pasada of around 2.5 billion. We have a fuel discount for the Department of Agriculture for around 500 million. Well, the incoming administration will have to think of, adding up probably additional budget for these two. Well, at the same time, they may consider increasing the coverage. In other words, going towards other departments, covering other sectors. So, but then again, the bottom line is the government has to look for the funds to provide the necessary subsidy for this plan.
Okay.
Other than that, we really have to go on moving towards looking at the reality that any excess of those increases that will not be covered by subsidy will be passed on ultimately to the consumer.
Sige po. Okay, Director Abad, maraming salamat po. That was Energy Department Oil Industry Management Bureau Director Rino Abad.